Welcome to episode 10 of the Amiibo Newscast. Wahoo! This week's guest is Lauren from Nintendo Inquirer. And here's your host, Amiibo Jason.
Good evening, Amiibo and Nintendo fans. Welcome to episode 10.
Landmark.
Episode 10 of the Amiibo Newscast. As always, I'm your host, Amiibo Jason. I am joined today by the always fantastic, the always excited Lauren from NintendoInquirer.com.
Yep.
How's it going?
Really good, as always. It is amazing to be here. I love talking to Amiibo and all this fun Nintendo stuff.
It's going to be an absolutely crazy discussion this week.
Yes, we have some really, really nice topics set up, and I'm looking forward to hitting each one of those.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about a couple things that happened this week.
Okay.
Before we go absolutely too crazy into the Amiibo topics, but something was on my mind since it came out last week, and that is the Splatoon demo that came out.
Yes. That was fun.
Did you? I know you were on the live stream when we were playing it.
I had to live vicariously through you.
Ooh,
I know, but it was
harsh.
It was harsh. It was fun watching you play,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed seeing the commentary that was made by all the other people joining in with the video. But yeah, I didn't get to try it myself.
So I want to point out a couple things about Splatoon real quick.
Yeah.
So Splatoon, at least the demo that I was able to play, was possibly one of the most fun Nintendo games I've played in a good long time.
Yeah. I could tell by your reactions.
Oh,
you
yeah,
were
for sure.
having a really good time.
And it took me a while to kind of figure out specifically what was happening. Because, the controls are kind of interesting because you have the gyro sensor, so you have to kind of move that around to aim. You can turn that off if you want.
Okay.
So I wasn't a huge fan of that when I first got started with the demo.
Yeah.
But about 15 minutes in, I had it mastered. The whole thing, and I was just completely good to go.
I think that actually showed through your gameplay.
Did
because
it?
because I noticed, you lost the first one or two matches, but then right after that, you hit your stride, and I think you won 3 matches in a row then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you even said, wow, this is getting a lot easier, I'm getting more used to the controls, and I could tell. It was a lot more natural for you.
And I think one thing that might be controversial about my opinion of it,
Yeah.
the music's fantastic,
Yeah.
and so is the just the audio quality in general, so the sound effects. I liked it. I liked the fact that it didn't have voice chat.
Yes.
There wasn't
You
people just
did.
screaming at me.
Yeah, I like that you don't have a lot of this commotion in the background, so you can completely focus on the game.
For sure.
But I do have to agree with the people who are upset over
Really?
it. Yes, just a little
man.
bit. Because part of the fun of playing something kind of tactical
Yeah.
like that is the organization aspect of it. And it's kind of lost because you can't say, hey, I'm going to be over here, you cover me. And that's kind of important in a tactical game like Splatoon.
So, I'm going to give you a counterpoint.
Okay,
So,
go for it.
The one thing that separates Splatoon from most of the other first-person / third-person shooters, it's very, very, very family-friendly.
Yes.
So it's very colorful. You don't really die. So, the squid kind of gets shot back to the home base if you kind of get wiped out.
Yeah.
But there's no death. There's no carnage. But I think you've seen firsthand since you've started with us.
Yeah.
How people can act when they get into a group.
Yes, the group mentality can be a little
Yeah.
overwhelming.
It's the anonymous factor of it.
Yeah.
I honestly felt if there was voice chat, there would be a lot of your mom type situations going on.
You know what? When you put it that way, Nintendo, like you said, it's very family orientated, and I get that. That's the same reason why we lost Swap Note for the 3DS.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And because you have the freedom to do whatever you want, say whatever you want, and Nintendo then doesn't have as much control over that. And I get that. I do understand that reasoning, but in a way, I guess the multiplayer part of me would like to see some type of way to speak to other people.
I'd be curious to see if maybe they switched it on so you can just talk to your team.
Yeah.
Or in August, they're coming out with a patch for it that lets you do a party mode where you can get 4 of your friends together. Kind of surprising you can't do that out of the box.
Yeah.
But maybe when that kind of thing happens, maybe you could set up a voice chat for just your friends. But I see what Nintendo's saying because I think that they would be a little bit concerned about what kind of content would essentially would be coming through your speakers.
I think that's actually the perfect compromise.
Yeah.
You know, let your friends and family, the people that you know personally, have the ability to speak with you.
For sure.
And so definitely in the future, if we get an update that allows voice chat, that's the way to go, Nintendo.
So maybe we should talk, I guess, about our bread and butter, like the Amiibo aspect of Splatoon.
Yeah.
So there was a Splatoon Direct, and this was last week, Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure. I'm almost positive it was last week,
midweek.
Tuesday. And they went through the process of showing what the Amiibos do in the game. One of the cool things is it unlocks missions that unlock certain gear that you can have.
Yeah.
And I'm super competitive, and I'm kind of a completionist too when it comes to playing games. Yeah. So the idea that there's all these like extra missions that I get to play is like super exciting for me.
Yes, I think if you're gonna add extra content like it, that's the way to do it. I mean, we've been disappointed with other content that Amiibo have given with other games.
Yep.
So I think this is a nod in the right direction.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then it unlocks really cool 8-bit mini games.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. I always like Nintendo's inclusion of the 8-bit mini games.
Yeah.
I saw that in even Fantasy Life on the 3DS.
Yeah.
It was great. You can do this like RPG mode. Or was it I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Tomodachi Life. Tomodachi Life. They have the festival. You can go in there and you can play the 8-bit game.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. So I'm kind of hoping that we see something more like that.
Man, I don't know how I felt about Tomodachi Life.
Really? Was it too quirky for you?
I played it for like a week, and then I just kept getting the same scenarios over and over and over and over again.
No, they mix it up. And plus, you also have
luck of the draw, I guess.
You have to play throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
Because they give you new items, and there are different types of scenarios introduced per season. So
I sold it.
I guess
it's too late.
My suggestion for you to go back and try it out. Okay.
It's done.
Never mind that then.
I had fun with the mode where you could like have them sing things.
Yes. Yeah.
I was very, very inappropriate in that mode, more so than I should have been.
Really. Well, there were a lot of actually kind of borderline inappropriate things in that game anyway. So, but we won't touch base on that. We'll jump back to Amiibo.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. We'll cover Tomodachi Life and other quirky games later.
Good. But yeah, the Amiibo support's interesting in this. It's not as bad as a lot of people were thinking it was going to be, where you tap it in and maybe you got a t-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that would be, why create a brand new line of Amiibo, like if it only unlocks certain things?
Yeah.
And there have been games, and we talked about this last week on the newscast, there have been games like, what was it, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, that just has very minimal Amiibo support. So it's nice to see that Nintendo fleshed it out a bit. And that we're going to be getting a little bit more content this time around.
In fact, I think that's the biggest contrast we'll see. It's something like Xenoblade versus something as, I guess, elaborate as Splatoon with Amiibo. So I'm excited for that, though. And especially because Splatoon is giving us so much, not only great weaponry in there, but the gear itself, like that you get to wear. You get to go to, Inkopolis and explore all that stuff. And
when I saw that, I thought of you, like, completely. I'm like, oh, you're going to dig, like, all the customizations you can do.
Oh, gosh. Customization for me is half the game these days. Because especially with Nintendo games, it allows you to really immerse yourself in those worlds, and you kind of become the characters as the game progresses, and I think that's what Splatoon is going to give us too.
So you think we're going to see DLC costumes coming out?
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. As soon as they cut to Inkopolis, I'm like, they already showed some of the special content with the wear that we'll be getting, so...
It's going to be a fun game.
It will be.
Amiibo or no Amiibo, honestly, if you're not like in it for the Amiibo support, it's still going to be a great game. Yeah. I had such a blast playing it.
Yeah.
I was so mad when it was over. I just wanted to play one more.
Do you think we'll get another test period?
Yeah, I totally think we're going to get something else.
Okay. I can see that.
Review copies have started getting into people's hands.
I didn't even hear about that.
I just saw some. I saw some tweets this morning about it. Man. So I'm hoping we end up getting a review copy of it. I want it so bad.
If anything, I think out of all the game releases this year, this is the one that we really want the most.
Yeah.
So crossing our fingers.
Splatoon, thumbs up.
Yes.
So let's move away from games real quick and let's talk about cheating with Amiibos.
Ooh, please start me off on this because I wanna hear more about your thoughts and.
So this is new, so I'm gonna kind of go into a little bit of detail specifically about what we're talking about with this device. I'm assuming you've heard of an action replay.
Yes.
Okay. If you're unfamiliar with an action replay, they've been around for a while. They're kind of cheat devices for like various game consoles. So like for a 3DS game, you could hook up your 3DS cart to this little device that plugs into your system. And you could, like, let's say for Pokemon, you could, like, unlock all the Pokemon on your cartridge.
Yeah.
So super simple kind of cheating. But lo and behold, Action Replay came out with this device. It's called the Power Save, the Action Replay Power Save. And it's an NFC reader that plugs in via USB.
Yeah.
That you can read and write to your existing Amiibo.
So exciting. It's interesting. Yeah. It's a really interesting development.
So, I'm not going to say, like, I'm going to say it's an absolutely terrible idea.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about cheating.
Yes.
So today, somebody sent me a tweet of somebody who actually had one of these already.
Okay.
And they were able to get the stats on their Amiibo, like, double what they were supposed to be.
Wow,
like, unlocking it in Smash Brothers.
That's a huge jump. When you mentioned cheating, I'm thinking small cheats here and there, but nothing extravagant.
Yeah, it's absolutely excessive.
Wow.
And something that we want to do in the future, we want to have Amiibo tournaments at some point with Amiibo News. Yeah. So how would you determine who's cheated and who hasn't? I mean, obviously, if their stats are bumped up so much where you can't do it, that's kind of a dead giveaway that they're cheating. But I mean, it's gonna be one of these things where how are we gonna tell who's juiced, as it were, and who's not?
You're gonna have to be smart about it because, like you said, there are gonna be these unrealistic stats out there, and it's gonna be so obvious to people that you kind of tweak something yourself.
Yeah.
But I think if you're smart about it and you tweak it just enough so you're above average, I think that's going to be the way to go. Not that I'm trying to give anybody any ideas, but I think that's going to be the only way to get away with it.
I think Nintendo's going to try to find a way to patch it out.
You know, I'd actually like to see them patch it out because I want everybody to be on a level playing field.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, interesting though.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised it took this long to get this kind of thing to market.
Yeah.
I like the idea that you can actually take your save data, move it onto your computer. So I'm sure most of you know at this point, if you want to use your Mario Amiibo in Smash Brothers and in Mario Party, you have to wipe it. So all your Smash content's gone if you want to use it in Mario Party. So I like the idea that you can back up that save to your computer. If it stopped there, I would say fantastic, great job. I think most people are going to use it for cheating.
Definitely. You give anybody the opportunity to have, be one step ahead of anybody else, and they're going to take it. Especially with how competitive people are.
Oh, come on. I would never do that. Not in a million years.
No, not that you would
Integrity.
do that. I'm just trying to underline the fact that you're competitive. Again.
I am competitive. That's true.
Okay.
But I have integrity on top of my competitiveness.
Yes, I will give you that.
Thank you.
Yes, you're a very fair person. Yes.
So these things are available on Amazon now. I'm not telling you to go and buy one. I just want to let you know that they do exist. If you host any Amiibo tournaments, I would check the stats on those Amiibo before you start the tourney. Yeah. Otherwise, you might be in for kind of a surprise.
Ooh, surprise.
I wonder if it could crash the game. I'm curious. If you boost an Amiibo's stats so much, I wonder if it could do something to the game's code.
Well, that's one way that Nintendo could set a little trap for people, so they might not mess with it as much. But
could be.
I don't know. I don't think Nintendo's exactly that devious.
No.
Yeah.
I think they might find a way to patch out the support for this device.
Yeah.
So maybe a different checksum system.
That's one thing I have to say about Nintendo. They are on top of things when it comes to patching out any type of way to, like I mentioned before, get ahead.
Yep.
We see that all the time with 3DS updates.
Yeah.
Man, they really roll out those updates. Anytime that they hear that a hacker has been able to form some type of software to make the system's region free, they automatically pump out a new patch that just totally eradicates all of that
Oh, it's totally true.
Yeah. So, I have a feeling Nintendo will take care of this.
It's an interesting device. We'll just kind of leave it there. So, but besides like the cheating aspect of Amiibo, I wanted to go and talk about something, and I actually have to get this out on my phone, because this is kind of a late breaking announcement at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was announced just recently that Target's, and this is unconfirmed at this point, but the source that we have this from is pretty good for the most part when it comes to this kind of content. Mm-hmm. We have information regarding how much stock Target stores and some Best Buy stores are going to be having for Wave 4. Now, if that doesn't, kind of pique your interest, there's something wrong with you. I mean, for Amiibo hunters at this point, the biggest thing in our lives is essentially the hunt.
Yeah.
At least it is for me. I have more fun going and waiting in line and talking to people and hanging out and sometimes being uncomfortable in the super wicked cold.
Yes, I think that's actually half the fun when it comes to Amiibo. That's what's made it so big. It's the social aspect. And the social aspect, you get to meet new people and you get that thrill.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure you get that. It's also emotional high all of a sudden when you find that perfect heavenly Amiibo.
And I'm that way about pretty much every Amiibo at this point. Even if it's one I wasn't even totally interested in, there's something about getting it in the awesome package, especially when you're at like a store and it's just looking at you on the shelf, like on the little peg at Target.
Yes, yeah.
But I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
Here it is. So this morning, an anonymous tipster on Reddit posted essentially supposed numbers of Target stock.
Ooh.
So it's interesting because the biggest thing that we should be happy about is Jigglypuff seems to be in like super good supply.
Okay, there were rumors of that before, and I really wasn't sure how to take that, but I guess that's good. That's really good news.
31 per store, supposedly. 31 per store.
A lot better than the 2 to 5 for Rosalina, I think.
Yeah, my Rosalina at my Target, they had about 10.
Okay.
But the 31 is decent. I feel like if you get there a couple hours early, you're probably going to get a Jigglypuff.
Yeah, not like the night before.
Yeah. The next like most stocked item is Pac-Man.
Ooh.
Not Wario, it's Pac-Man.
You know, okay, that shocks me a little bit. I was sure that Pac-Man was going to be a little harder to find over Wario.
I have a theory about like the third-party characters.
Okay.
I have a feeling that they have to. I think they have an agreement with Nintendo saying that you have to stock these characters.
Okay.
Because Mega Man and Sonic are everywhere now.
Yeah.
So that's my thought.
That's interesting. Let's follow through with that, a little farther down the road, and we'll see if that's true.
We'll see if Pac-Man's everywhere.
Yeah.
The next biggest was Silver Mario, which hasn't even been officially announced by Nintendo.
Oh, for some reason, with all the hype and all the pictures that I'm seeing, I could have sworn that they gave an official announcement about that.
Nope.
What if, say, this was actually all just like a big hoax? There is no Silver Mario. Can you imagine?
We are so close to launch on Silver Mario, and there is like pretty much every major store that you can imagine has like something in their inventory system for it, but Nintendo's still super quiet about it, which I'm kind of shocked at.
That is really surprising. Usually we see it at least a month or two in advance. Yeah, very strange.
So Silver Mario and what was the other one? Pac-Man, about 10 per store. Okay. They're saying. Charizard is about 7 per store. Okay. And here's where it gets bad. Uh-oh. Here's where it gets, like, really, really bad. Yeah. Not Marth. Lucina and Robin. Okay. About 2 per store.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for all of you Lucina and Marth fans. That's a hard. Robin, sorry.
It's okay. I started you on the path.
You did start me on the path.
It's my fault.
Ah. Never again. I won't make that mistake again.
It's okay. You'll make it again.
Yeah. I have you to thank.
2 per store. So I remember when Marth came out at Target on day 1. Okay. They were there for like at least 2 weeks after like the launch because nobody really knew Amiibo was going to go like this nuts. Yeah. But there was like 8 of them.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Unlike Villager, I didn't see it all in stores.
Oh man, at my Target, they had Villager left over again 2 weeks after the fact.
I went the day of. Yeah. The day of. I went out. No villagers.
That's weird.
It's very strange. Where'd you go? Brookfield area. Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. It was just I was at Best Buy. Yeah. Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy was terrible on launch day for Amiibo.
It was. Maybe that was why. Yeah. I just chose the wrong store. Yeah. So.
Walmart was pretty bad too, but Target had like everything.
I should have tried Target. I didn't know back then that it was going to take off like this, so I didn't even think about it. Trying other retailers. Yeah.
But the same thing, too, Marth was actually on that list, too. Yeah. Saying that he was going to be made available very, very soon, too, by the end of the month. But again, in super limited numbers, like 2 or 3 per store. Okay. So again, these are unconfirmed, but it comes from a pretty trustworthy, incredible source. So I wouldn't be surprised if these numbers turn out to be completely accurate. Okay. Yeah. But good news for people who wanted a Jigglypuff pre-order and couldn't get one.
Yes, I know, because Jigglypuff was one that I saw a lot of talk about. Yeah, so... Good for you guys, and I hope these are true.
Yeah, and Best Buy had the exact same thing. The numbers were very, very, very similar. Okay. So a lot for, obviously they're not going to be carrying Jigglypuff, but for Wario and for Charizard, but the same thing. Some stores weren't even getting any Lucina or Robin, so...
See, that's scary. The fact that we're seeing the consistent numbers, though, like you said, makes me believe that the numbers are pretty accurate.
But I'm curious to see what your thought is on Wave 4 so far. Wave 3 was nuts, but not like this. I was able to walk into GameStop and pre-order a DDD and an Ike like a month after the fact. Okay. And Wave 2, obviously, there was a long wait for it. Yeah. But it wasn't crazy.
Okay. I think it's going to get crazier right now.
Yeah.
I think all the way until the end of 2015.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's going to hold out until the end of 2015 because right now we're still seeing the introduction of all these new characters, and that's what people are going crazy for. Once we get the repeats, like we were talking about last episode, of like all the different versions of Mario and everything, I think that's when maybe we'll see a little bit of a slowdown. Yeah. Right now it's still exciting, especially when you see something as shiny as like Gold Mario. Ooh. I mean, that's cool stuff. Then Nintendo knows what it's doing, keeping the hype up with all these like really nice special editions.
For sure.
Even if they are repeats. Yeah.
So and it's just one of these things at this point with Wave 4. I think Amiibo hunters they've learned their lessons from previous waves. Yeah. So we just have so many more people like joining the hunt. Yeah. So we saw our fan base kind of explode since Wave 4 was officially announced. And then I think when Wave 5 and Wave 6 come out, hopefully Nintendo's going to have... We say this every wave.
Yeah.
We say this every wave. We hope that they're going to get their act together and it's going to be simple, but it never is.
It never is. And like I said, it's going to continue, I think, like this for a little while. Yeah. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm going to be hanging out in front of my local Target. I'm hoping to get a Lucina. Yeah. Because I don't have a U.S. Lucina pre-ordered.
I hope you keep us updated with tweets because
I plan on
that's one of my favorite things to do. I love waking up and I love seeing all the tweets of the minute status updates, and it's fun. I feel like I'm there with you.
Oh, and I'm going to be going to Toys R Us right after Target too, because my Greninja pre-order, I think I talked about this in one of the other podcasts. Mm-hmm. It got canceled, but it got reinstated.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So I get it back. So that's fun.
There was a lot of back and forth for a while on the status of it, so I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Good. This is exciting.
So keep the hunt alive, guys. It's going to be fun. Well, it might not be fun for everybody involved. I think it's going to be very frustrating for some people. But either way, I think Amiibo hunting in general should be a time where you can go out and you can socialize with other people that have the same kind of like hobby as you do. That doesn't happen very often outside of the internet, where you actually get to go and meet people that have like things in common with you.
I think that's one of the other great aspects of the social part of it. It's a lot of times with hobbies, you have to go to conventions.
Yeah.
And you have to travel far away. With this, you step outside of your home to your Best Buy or Target or whatever.
Yep.
And you're automatically surrounded by all these people who share the same passions. Yep. And it's like you said, it's very unique and it's rare. And I'd like to see it continue with Nintendo products. I feel like it was getting there with a lot of the limited edition releases for the systems that we were seeing for the 3DS. And now with the Amiibo here, it's just more consistent.
Oh yeah, and I met a guy outside of the Target when I picked up my new 3DS XL that I still talk to.
Really? That's
really
for sure. Cool.
So yeah, it's just you meet a whole bunch of fun people.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're gonna walk away disappointed that you didn't get an Amiibo you liked, Amiibo.
I like that.
Thank you. If you get disappointed over that, at least focus on the positive and think about all the people that are in the same boat as you, and all these people can relate to you.
So I want to talk about scalpers a little bit, which kind of gets me excited because everybody hates them.
I know, it's such a touchy subject, but it's so interesting to talk about.
Yeah, it's a fun subject to talk about because they're people you would not expect are like doing it.
Yes. I mean, oh man, I'll hear people say how much they hate scalpers.
Yeah.
And then they'll come out at a completely different time.
Yeah.
And they'll just barely hint that, oh, by the way, I was a scalper at one point. And it's really interesting when you hear what people say with their experiences with that. Yeah.
And it's actually funny, too, because there's people that have accused me on, like, Twitter of being a scalper.
Really?
And then they're like, oh, you're terrible, you're a scalper. And then, like, I looked into, like, their Twitter history, and they're scalping them.
Oh,
like, I'm like, why are you're criticizing me? Yep. You don't even know me, and you're such a hypocrite.
That is
happens
hilarious.
More than you would imagine, guys.
I believe that. It's, as like I always mention, it's a passionate hobby, and because of all those emotions going around, people throw out those type of accusations left and right. Yeah.
But there's something interesting that came out with the whole scalper thing.
Okay.
So a while back, this was like last week, there was a Japanese re-release for Captain Falcon, for Pit, and for The Villager.
Okay.
So those ended up coming out back into the marketplace. I think you remember that we talked about this last week, but Villager had like the minor differences like on the eyes, which were kind of neat. But the fun part is if you went to eBay or if you went to Amazon, you could slowly start seeing the prices of those things start dropping.
Of course. Yeah.
Which is really cool in some respect because Nintendo's strategy to bring more out into like the wild is working. Because it got to the point where Villager was going for like $30 shipped on Amazon, which is a good deal.
It is a much better deal.
It's a much better deal. I shouldn't say it's a good deal.
It's a good deal, yeah.
$13 is a good deal.
I mean, considering I saw Villager going for $70+ a couple of weeks ago, that's a pretty amazing jump.
Pit was going for like $90 at one point, and I saw him on Amazon for like $24.
Okay.
Which is a good deal too. I mean, again, considering it's a good deal.
Yeah. That's kind of relative.
Yeah.
It really depends how much you want it, how much you want to shell out.
Yeah.
And with me, I always tell people, don't give into the prices right now because it's still so early on in Amiibo history that we're likely to see more reprints.
And Marth was the one that was like the hardest to find initially.
Yeah.
And now we finally started getting an American restock of Marth starting with Amazon. They didn't handle it the best way, unfortunately. They were like trickling in on Amazon like 1 or 2 at a time. So people had to like refresh their screens like crazy.
Yeah.
But you could see just the immediate effect when you looked at like eBay prices and Amazon prices again. Mm-hmm. So the price of Marth is slowly starting to go back down to a normal level too. So I'm thinking that if we start getting better resupplies like we have seen in Japan, I think we're going to start seeing just the whole scalper problem that so many people are angry about start to disappear.
I think you're right about that, and it's really nice seeing Nintendo take action on that.
Oh yeah.
And sure, the change isn't going to happen overnight, but the fact that it's noticeable enough for us to see right up close, I think that's great.
I mean, there's obviously a demand for these things, because another topic we wanted to talk about tonight, too, was they have sold they shipped 10.5 million Amiibo worldwide, which is an astronomical number.
It really is. I mean, especially, it's such a new product.
Yeah.
I mean, when did it first release? It was late last year.
Late November.
Late last. Oh my.
It might have been early December. I can't remember which one specifically. But it was essentially the very end of last year.
Okay, so we can really say that Amiibo have taken the world by storm.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, 10.5 million is a number that I don't think even Nintendo dreamed that they were going to be able to hit right away.
Yeah.
I think they thought it was going to be popular, just not that wildly popular.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, obviously Nintendo knows this now because this 10.5 number just came out during one of their investor meetings a couple days ago. So I think they're seeing just the overall fan demand of most of this stuff.
Well, and the fact that they made a public statement saying that they're hoping to try to change things around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough, and we're seeing the numbers change right after or around the time that they say that. They're following through.
And I get rarity, and I get for a certain extent like Nintendo wants to keep like the rare factor on some of their figures, just not so many of them. And I think we're going to start seeing like a bigger restock coming to the US pretty soon. I'm thinking the same thing that we saw with Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Villager's going to be next. Hopefully Wii Fit Trainer's going to see another restock.
Yes, that one never stood a chance.
Yeah.
Never stood a chance. That one was even worse than Villager.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised with Villager. He's such a popular character with so many people.
I know. I mean, when they first announced that Villager was getting introduced to Super Smash, it was just huge.
Oh, for sure.
I mentioned this a while back, how memes were popping up all over the place with Villager. So I really expected Villager to be one of the more, I guess, widely produced Amiibo, but I guess I was wrong.
He was the one I wanted the most.
Same here. Out of the whole lineup, Peach and Villager for me.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. And of course, I didn't have to worry about Peach, but I just didn't figure that I wouldn't be able to go out and get Villager within the first week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So restocks, they're starting. Other retailers we talked about this a couple minutes ago too. Other retailers are starting to get Marth back in their system.
Yeah.
GameStop said that it's finally out of like the end of life cycle that it was on. They're not in stock yet, but they're ready to come into the store.
Okay.
Same thing with Best Buy. Target, we just talked about earlier, is getting more in stock. So
Nice.
I think good things are coming, Amiibos.
Yes.
Amiibo fans.
Amigos,
Amiibros.
Yes, I love those. I love the terminology.
Like any of them.
To me, they're so hokey and corny.
I don't know.
But it's funny to me because people use them so I guess regularly and so casually online. So it's kind of funny.
I don't know. If I'm not going to endorse one.
No, I don't use them myself.
I'm just going to say Amiibo
really
fans.
I like that better.
Amiibo fans.
It's more official.
So this part isn't necessarily 100% Amiibo related, but it's something I have to talk about because I'm really, really excited about it.
I know, I'm too.
So I'm a Universal Studios fan.
Oh, me too. I've been there in the last couple years, two or three times.
Harry Potter?
Yes, my sister's a big Harry Potter fan, and so I go there every time, and we really spend the majority of our time in the Harry Potter park.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed with the Harry Potter theme park that's there.
Me too. I have to show you my wand later.
Oh, I have one too? I have the Dumbledore one.
Oh, I have the Fleur de la Cour wand.
Of course you do.
Yes, I had to. She's so feminine and, she's so great. She's now part of Hogwarts, which fascinates me even more. But we'll skip over this and get back to Universal.
But there's another section of Universal that they announced, and they haven't really gone into a massive amount of detail of what this is going to be. Mm-hmm. But they said there's going to be attractions based on Nintendo properties.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm just beyond excited about this.
I'm like a kid again.
Yes, I mean the possibilities are just there are so many out there. And right now, I think what I'm enjoying the most are the speculations.
Yeah. Oh, I have so many ideas.
Yes.
Nintendo, hire me. I have ideas for you.
What's your favorite idea?
My favorite idea would be, and this is going to sound kind of stupid, what if they did like a Hyrule castle? And I think if they did a castle, it would be like Princess Peach's castle, though.
Oh, I guess.
But like an area you could like ride horses.
Oh. I don't know.
Oh man, I don't know. Like a Hyrule Field type situation.
Okay, I love that idea. I don't know how realistic it is.
It's not going to happen. Maybe like a horse ride or something, or like an interactive like Zelda thing. I think that would be kind of neat. But my number one want is a Mario Kart go-kart track.
Oh. I feel like that's going to be a very likely scenario.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to make it Rainbow Road. They're totally going to do it.
I can see that. It is so visually stunning. Yeah. And they're going to want to wow people, and that's what they did with the Harry Potter park, so.
Here's what I don't want. I don't want, like, an interactive experience for that. I want a real friggin' go-kart. I want, like, an LCD screen on it. So when you, like, go over something on the road, you get an item, and you could, like, go and, like, behind somebody and, like, throw a red shell, and their car spins out.
That's amazing.
And probably amazingly dangerous. So I don't think it's going to happen.
I was going to say, this is a kid-friendly type of park, isn't it? But can you imagine what it would be like if it was more for just adults that they would be able to enjoy?
Adults would be more irresponsible with it.
They would be, and it would be so much more dangerous.
We'd be ramming everybody. It'd be so much fun.
It would be fun. It would be fun.
But I want that.
What's another thing on your list?
Star Fox Roller Coaster. Star Fox Roller Coaster.
Okay, with the popularity of both of those, I feel like both of these are very likely, except for all of the dangerous parts of the Mario Kart.
So there's a web series out there called Hey Ash, What You Playin'?
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I have not.
I know a lot of you probably have. So I'm kind of stealing from a video they did about a Nintendo theme park like years ago.
Yeah.
But Star Fox Roller Coaster, when it goes through a loop-de-loop, Peppy comes on like in a little thing in your seat, and he says, "Do a barrel roll." Oh, that'd be the greatest thing ever. I'd have so much fun with that.
You need to send these suggestions into Nintendo because they're worth listening. Yeah.
But like, who cares about the Magic Kingdom anymore at this point? You get Princess Peach's castle, put it right in the middle of this Nintendo park, a whole Mushroom Kingdom like area with gift shops that would sell the rarest of the rare Amiibo.
I love that idea. I think the thing that I'm excited about the most, besides all the details and all the game possibilities, is the fact that it's another chance for Universal to tackle something super colorful again. Because the most colorful thing they have right now, I would say, is the Dr. Seuss world.
Yeah, and it's all for kids.
It's all for kids. But the Nintendo park is probably geared more towards, it's the whole family. Yeah. But they'll really grasp the classic gamers, I think. And they'll pull them in with those colors. Yeah. And I love that. And like when you were talking about the Princess Peach Castle, I can totally see the green landscapes everywhere. I can see the plants, they're coming out of the ground.
Like the piranha plants,
chomping. Yes. Just so much. I can't wait. And I'm wondering, this is what terrifies me.
Uh-oh.
Are they going to have people walking around in costumes and as characters? Because I have to be honest, those freak me out.
I don't think Nintendo would do it. Nintendo's super protective of their copyrights.
Okay.
I don't think they'd want like some dude in like a Mario costume. I think if they did it, they would do it really, really well.
Okay.
I mean, at the Harry Potter land, they don't do that.
They don't, no, but they do. But see, they have people walking around in costume.
But the costumes are they're easy to replicate, I would imagine.
Yes, they are. But, if the Nintendo did it, I think I would hope they do it in a classy and very sharp way. Like, I want them to be very critical of them. But personally, I just can't stand the big foam costumes. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. But
no, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So, Nintendo, I want to talk to you directly for a second. So, Lauren, I'm sorry, I'm going to, kind of box you out.
That's okay. Go on a tangent.
So, I have been wanting a Nintendo theme park since I was 6 years old. I remember the day I got my original NES system, and just playing hours and hours and hours of Super Mario Brothers with my sister. And I always thought how cool it would be to like go and travel to the Mushroom Kingdom, go down warp pipes, like the whole thing. And then when I got my Nintendo 64 and I got Mario Kart 64, like I thought about the dream of like going on Rainbow Road and how much fun that would be. So you have the opportunity right now to, I think, for like thousands and thousands of people, like in the U.S. and other countries too, who would probably come to this park.
They would.
To make like their weird childhood dreams come true. Some people want to be president. Some people want to be an astronaut. I just want to drive a Mario Kart like on a virtual Rainbow Road and like knock people out with a fake like red shell. So please make this happen. I beg of you, don't mess this up. I don't think you're going to, but you have the opportunity to make many, many people very happy. End my monologue. That's all I need. Round of applause for me.
Good job.
From the people at home.
Okay.
So now you've had the opportunity to ask me what my dream attractions are going to be. What's yours?
Well,
obviously something.
You mentioned the Princess Peach Castle, and ever since I was little, I've always dreamed of being surrounded something like a Peach Castle.
I didn't know you liked Princess Peach, like at all. I had no idea.
No, but when I was little, I would play like Mario 3, Super Mario 3, and I love the parts where the princess would speak to Mario through her letters.
Yeah.
And I would always envision myself like talking to Peach, and like I was Mario, and I was getting these instructions from Princess Peach. So I want a lot of Princess Peach. I want maybe
you want her to tell her. You want Princess Peach to tell you what to do, essentially.
No, I just want to have that connection with characters, and right now I can't think of anything specific as far as attractions go, but I want to see an array of characters.
Yeah,
that's my dream right now. I want to see Zelda. And I want to see Link, and I want to see Pikachu, and I want to see
Pokemon Land.
I mean, can you imagine all of the Pokemon that we're going to be seeing in this park?
I just had an idea.
Yeah, what's the other idea?
Imagine like the Pokemon thing.
Yeah.
They're like, I know at Universal now they have wands that you can buy that interact with NFC.
Yeah, I was there last November.
I missed it.
Oh man, it was amazing. Now I didn't get the NFC wand, but Kathleen and I actually sat in the park for hours every day watching children and adults use the wands. And it was one of the best parts of our trip. Imagine
if you could buy a Pokedex that worked via NFC, and if they had like a Pokemon like in a field in the background, you could hold it up and like it would talk to you. Oh my god, make this happen. This one's free. Yes. This one's free.
He just wants to see it so badly. He's just giving out ideas.
This is I'm dead serious. Make that happen. I'll pay you for the Pokedex, the whole thing.
I think that Universal is going to definitely try to get Nintendo on board with the interactive abilities, and especially the products, because the products, they were selling like crazy. Like, I can't imagine how much money Universal is making every day from those wands alone. Every single person in that park was carrying around a wand bag, and most of them were the interactive wands.
I'm going to spend so much money there.
Like, save up for at least a couple of years. Yeah. I mean, start saving now.
Nintendo, you could send us if you really wanted to. That'd be fun.
I'm hoping to go right when it opens.
Oh, I'm gonna go opening day. Yes. I'm hoping. They haven't announced a time frame.
No.
I'm guessing 2017 or 2018.
I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm trying to think back to when the Wizarding World was announced and how long that gap was.
I remember the expansion. When the expansion was announced, it took about 2 years for the expansion.
Okay, but that was just the expansion.
Yeah,
I mean,
but the expansion was big.
Yes.
It was a big expansion.
It was. I mean, it is really, they doubled the size of the entire Harry Potter world. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine then? What if the Nintendo park eventually gets expanded?
Yeah.
I personally want to see Harry Potter and the Nintendo parks take over the entire Universal Studios. I would love that, because right now I don't have an interest in Jurassic Park, even though I'm excited about Jurassic World.
I'm mad at you now.
I'm sorry.
So much fun.
Really?
Such a fun ride.
Okay,
so much nostalgia.
The last 2 times I went, the place, it was falling apart a little bit more. It was so sad, and I think
rustic.
It is rustic, and that's the only reason why I felt bad for it. It wasn't it wasn't the actual attractions itself. It was the, I guess, the lack of care for the grounds. So, if anything, I'd like to see Universal perk up those areas.
It's dinosaur infested. They can't care for it. It's part of the illusion.
Okay. If we're going along those lines, I'll accept that for now. Right. Okay. Maybe I just have to go in with that type of perspective next time. Okay.
Just make sure if you're watching this like 2 years in the future, like through your amazing like holographic like contact lenses or something, I don't know. Tell us how it is in the comments down below, and bring a lot of money with you, or whatever we use to like as currency, like in the distant year of 2017.
We might have to scan our wrists or something.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't it be? No more credit cards, no more cash.
Some dystopian future.
Oh, this is freaking me out.
A little bit.
How do we jump from Nintendo
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how my mind works. It's messed up.
It is a little crazy.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
So that's our topic list for today for the Amiibo and like the Nintendo stuff. Before we get into the Amiibo news speed round, though, I wanted to talk to you a bit about our new venture, NintendoInquirer.com.
Yes, this is a hot topic for us in our free time because basically our lives have been dedicated solely to Nintendo.
Did you say free time? I don't know what free time is anymore. There's like not a such thing as free time anymore. You know that more than anybody. You're like the busiest when it comes to this.
My life has been Nintendo Inquirer the last couple of weeks especially.
We're like a couple days away from launching this site.
We are, and it's nerve-wracking. It's
extremely nerve-wracking. Yeah. I wanted to kind of talk directly to you, the viewer, about what to expect with Nintendo Inquirer because I'm sure you know this already. There are a lot of Nintendo sites out there already. A lot of Nintendo, just like fan experiences with videos and news stories, but we're striving to do things a little bit different, and we're going to be able to show you what that looks like in a few days' time. We're putting our hearts and souls into this. We've found the best writers we could possibly find, the people that are not just good writers, but they're passionate about the topics, people that have like full Nintendo sleeves. I mean, we're talking people that have grown up with Nintendo and Nintendo IPs just like we have.
Yes.
That are as passionate about it as we are. I'm very, very excited to introduce you to that world very, very soon.
Yes.
And we're looking to have that launched, like I said, in just a few days' time. Watch our Twitter feed, Amiibo News, if you're curious to see when we're launching it. Otherwise, we do have another Twitter feed specifically for that. It's called Nintendo INQ, Nintendo Inc. So you can go to @Nintendo INQ now. You can follow us. And as soon as we launch the site, we are going to be doing some very, very exciting things there, too.
Yes. And there are some exciting events coming up that are going to allow us to, boost Nintendo Inquirer even more.
We never officially announced this, that you're going to E3.
We're
going to E3.
We're both. Before it was just him, and now it's me too.
I never announced this on the newscast.
Oh, really? I didn't know actually for a second if I should mention it or not, but...
All right, hang on. Now I feel like we have to have more fanfare than that, so let's do it in
okay.
3, 2, 1, we're going to E3. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We're going to E3! Yeah, we're going to E3. I've been wanting to go to E3 since I was like 8, man.
Wow, that is such a long time. Now, I've been wanting to go for a while, but it's nowhere near as long as you.
Oh, man, it's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Lots of things to talk about. Nintendo Nintendo Inquirer is going to be there when we launch it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and just backpedal.
Yeah.
Backpedal time. I'm excited about it because Nintendo Inquirer is going to have a lot of really interesting content for that. There's going to be so much Nintendo and hopefully Amiibo-related news to report. But Nintendo Inquirer is going to do a good job of kind of combining those two things together. Amiibo news is not going anywhere, so you don't have to worry about that aspect of it. But we're going to talk about that soon, what that's going to look like integrated into the new site. But lots and lots of very, very cool things coming, and we couldn't do it without you, Lauren. So thank you so much for joining us on this.
Oh, I'm glad. I am the glue that holds everything together.
And modest, too.
I know.
So modest.
I need these compliments to keep myself motivated. So keep them coming.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
I'm contractually obligated to give her 4 compliments each day.
Ooh, I like that. It's on video.
Yep.
So
that was my 3rd for the day, so I only have 1 more that I owe you.
Oh, 3rd for the day. Wow, you're counting?
I'm counting.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
So now we get to do kind of one of my favorite parts of this whole podcast. Something we like to call
Amiibo News Speed Round.
Yes. Can cue amazing, awesome sound effect from our announcer, Jared Rutledge, who you heard at the beginning of this episode. He does awesome work, by the way, too. Mm-hmm. But we posed the question, as we do every week, to our fans on Twitter. Things they wanted to know about our perspective about Amiibo and Nintendo. I did not cheat this time. I didn't look.
I actually didn't even look either. Last time I did a little bit, but
a little bit. You knew all of them. You're such a cheater. That was 2 weeks ago.
I knew like 2 or 3 questions that had rolled in right after you first asked for questions, and then after that, I didn't look at any.
So I have them up here on my phone. So we actually have like brand new topics that we don't know a whole lot about.
Okay.
Hopefully they're appropriate.
Make sure to jump around so we get
I'll try to get a good consistency of questions here. So let's do this. Do you think there will be alternates for Amiibo and Smash Brothers like the Koopalings or Bowser Jr.? Good question. I think Nintendo would be wise to jump on that. A lot of people want the female version of Robin, and so do I, or the male version of Wii Fit Trainer, or all of the Koopalings. Nintendo's running out of Smash Bros. Characters to make into Amiibo, and they're making a fortune off of it. So why wouldn't they?
Yes. Variations, they're absolutely necessary for something like this. So, definitely.
The same thing, too, I think, with... And I'm way over my 10 seconds, but you know what? You got me on a tangent, and I just want to point out that this was Mario Wee D's.
Ooh!
Mario Wee D's wrote this to us.
That's pretty cool.
I think the same thing we're going to start seeing with, like, the Mii fighters, hopefully, at some point. So, honestly, I think Nintendo would be kind of crazy not to introduce these characters.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. We're going to see them.
Thank you for the question. That was a good question. Let's move over to Nate. What is that? A merman? A merman?
A merman.
Nate a merman?
Oh, I like that.
Is he a merman? Are you a merman?
I hope so.
Oh, he's a merman. That's pretty sweet.
This is our first merman question.
We've never talked to a merman before. It's nice to talk to you.
What a landmark.
He wants to know if you ever dreamed about Amiibos. Yes, I have, unfortunately. You might not have.
No, but I dream in game mode. Yeah. So I dream playing Super Smash. I dream racing in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So far, no Amiibo dreams. But now that you mention it, you've planted the seed, and I have a feeling that tonight I'm going to have Amiibo dreams.
So I should specify, I don't really have Amiibo dreams. I have Amiibo nightmares. So I've pretty much lived on the site, like Amiibo News, like pretty much all of my free time when I'm not like working or being a dad. So that being said, I have nightmares about like refreshing pages, about getting page alerts up, about getting stories done, about waiting in line for an Amiibo and not being able to get it.
How do you sleep
at all? I don't.
You're just wired all the time.
I've evolved past the need to sleep for the most part. Wow. So yes, I do. She doesn't. She's probably going to start.
I will start. So thanks for, giving me that idea.
All right. Kayla Starr, she goes by Porcelain Stars on Twitter.
She follows me.
She's really, really cool, too.
Yeah,
because
she's
she actually, she comments on a lot of our stuff. She's like one of our super fans, so I have to answer this one.
Thank you very much, by the way.
What's your favorite Nintendo game series? So, I'm going to let you start on this one, because mine's obvious, I'm sure.
Game series? See, I have favorite games, but not all of them are game series. So, I'm going to, let's see, game series. First one that comes to mind is actually, it's old school. I loved Breath of Fire.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yes, it was probably something that isn't mentioned enough these days. Because when you mention RPGs, it's like Chrono Trigger and Earthbound and all those. Breath of Fire is something that I automatically think of right away. So my favorite series would be probably Breath of Fire.
What's mine? You better know this.
Oh my gosh, why you're freaking me out, because, Zelda, obviously, duh, Zelda.
I can't believe it took you that long.
I'm sorry, you know what, I'm in thinking mode, like, for this, so.
Besides that, Zelda is by far my favorite, but Pokemon is obviously really, really big in my heart. I still remember the day I went with my dad to Toys R Us to buy my Game Boy Color in Pokemon Red.
Oh.
Like, I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
I remember walking into the R Zone, like they used to call it.
Yeah.
Just picking out, like, the most pristine copy of Red that I could find. Playing it the entire way home.
Yeah.
And then, like, going into my room and, like, disappearing for, like, 5 hours.
You know, you actually painted that so well that I could see you doing all of that.
So that was, like, this tall. I'm like, come on, Dad, let's do it!
Baby Jason.
I'm so excited!
See, I have great memories
that,
like that, but wow, those take you back.
I do that when I go get new Amiibos. I'm like, come on, let's go, guys! Greninja's coming out! Let's go get him!
Okay, now, I hope that I get to see you when you go to the Nintendo theme park for the first time, because I want you to do that exact imitation.
My daughter's gonna be, like, she's gonna look bored, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, whoa! Just, like, go nuts.
That's great. That's great. I love it.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Okay, thank you, Kayla, for that, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Elsamo DYL. Elasmo.
Really butchered that.
DYL. What time do you think I should go to Target and get Jigglypuff and Robin? Jigglypuff, you could probably get there like an hour and a half to 2 hours early. Robin, go now. Whenever you're watching this, go get your tent.
We hope you're actually already there.
Yeah, if you're not there, you're probably not getting Robin at Target. Realistically, I saw people camp out for Greninja pre-orders.
Yeah.
8 hours early.
I saw people tweeting the night beforehand,
Yeah.
like well before, or before 8 hours.
So
10, 12 hours.
I think you need to take that into big consideration.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that want this very, very bad.
Yes. So just
Yep.
do everything you can to get there early if you really, really want one of the new Amiibo.
But Jigglypuff honestly shouldn't be overly difficult for you to
based
find.
on what we know right now.
Hopefully that's accurate.
Yes. Crossing our fingers.
And my phone went to sleep.
Oh,
Here
no. See, it's because we took too long answering again.
We have Jaden Martinez who asks, what are your plans to get your hands on Wave 5 Amiibo before US release, by import or inside the US? I imported them already. I got them on Amazon UK. I have everything pre-ordered except for Dr. Mario and Olimar and Bowser Jr. Those are the only three that haven't been. I have the Woolly Yoshis pre-ordered. Yes. I have Zero Suit Samus, Dark Pit Palutena, Ganondorf, and there was one more that's escaping me, but that's fine.
See,
I'm not going to dwell on it.
This is why when people ask, are you going to be getting, this wave or this wave, I'm like, it's a given.
Yeah.
He probably already has waves that aren't even announced yet. So
well, what's funny is too, like sometimes I get criticized on Twitter for having too many of them, or like I posted a video not too long ago about my collection, and some of the comments, most of them were very, very nice. Okay. But some of the comments were like, I can't believe you have that many Amiibo. That's not fair, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of my business. Like, this is kind like Amiibos are kind of all we do here.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but when it comes to any type of hobby.
Yeah.
When you're, really, really excited about something and that you truly love it.
Yeah.
Go for it. If it's a healthy hobby that isn't detracting you from any other parts of your life in an unhealthy way, I think that there is no reason why you shouldn't go for it.
I think a lot of people
never feel bad for that.
I just think a lot of people assume that Nintendo sends me these things for free and I don't have to do any work, and I'm like putting my legs up like on my computer monitor.
No, he does an enormous amount of work searching these things out, and to make it even more impressive and amazing. While he's doing this and trying to get his own, he's actually informing everybody else the exact same time. Yep. So, I mean, the fact that he's juggling both his personal life with... This is a type of work.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a job. So, I mean, the fact that he's being able to juggle both, I mean, like, I gotta give you props for that, because I could never do that.
Sad story, actually. I remember we got the Best Buy Wave 4 pre-orders out, like, instantly. Like, the second they went live, we tweeted it out. I tweeted it before I even... I always tweet before I get them for myself. That's just a personal thing I do. I don't want to waste time. Yeah. But I totally missed out on like Robin and Lucina at Best Buy. I got notifications from a lot of people saying I got them, and I was super excited for that. But sometimes I miss them. But the amount of times I wait in line is pretty crazy. Yeah.
He does not get special treatment.
I don't.
So,
trust me. Nintendo, do you want to give me special treatment? Send me the Amiibos. I'll take them, but I don't get special treatment, which kind of stinks.
No.
Want to do one more?
Yes, one more.
So the speed round isn't really speed round anymore. It's just the Amiibo news. Answer your question.
Yeah, but it's fun. I have fun.
All right. Let's do one at random.
Okay.
All right. Alexander Trevino?
Trevino.
All right. Do you think both Dark Pit and Palutena will be store exclusives in the state? We had a story about this.
We did, very recently.
Yeah, about a week ago, where we found that Dark Pit was showing up at Best Buy on a SKU sheet, but Palutena was missing.
And that led us to believe that Palutena was actually probably an exclusive for another retailer other than Best Buy.
The other thing, and this isn't my speculation, the other thing that the fans are assuming is that Dark Pit's going to be an exclusive to Best Buy.
Okay.
I have no way to confirm that. I have no way to confirm either of those things, but it looks like Nintendo doubled down with their retail exclusives. I don't see why they'd want to stop at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't think both of them are going to be. I think Palutena is going to end up being exclusive somewhere, but I can't imagine Nintendo would make like an entire wave exclusive.
No, I don't think so either. I think she's going to be definitely the most difficult to find out of all of them. So.
And she's actually one of the ones I wanted the most too. Kid Icarus Uprising is one of my favorite games.
Better get to work.
So. But that's it for the questions this evening. Yes. If we didn't get to your question, I apologize. I'm going to go through these and try to answer some of the questions this evening, too. But really quick, I wanted to give another very, very special shout-out to our announcer at the beginning of this. His name is Jared Rutledge. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have a link to his Twitter account like down below in the description. You can find him. He can do voice work for you. He does absolutely fantastic work. So if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are, thank you for all the hard work you do. Lauren, I'm going to let you go ahead and plug whatever you want to plug.
Yes, I am happily candied everywhere online. Everywhere. Twitter, Instagram. Let's see. I have my own happycandied.com where I talk about cute things, including Animal Crossing and Princess Peach. There's a lot of talk there, and I photograph. I'm a product photographer, so you see a lot of my photography there of different Peach and Animal Crossing products. So yeah, just come on and follow me, and I love answering questions. I love talking to people on Twitter. Don't spam me, but please. But yeah, I love talking. So yeah, follow me when you can.
And you know me, I go by Amiibo Jason. You can find me on Twitter. My personal Twitter account is @Amiibo Jason. A lot of off-topic stuff there. If you're looking to ask any questions specifically to me, that's the easiest way to go. The other one, which I'm sure you know, is @Amiibo News. If you're trying to ask me a question there, I'm probably going to miss it. I get like 3,000 notifications on there a day.
It's crazy. I've seen it.
It's not intentional if you put something there and I don't see it. It's just a massive amount of stuff that's there. And you can follow our new Nintendo Inquirer Twitter feed at NintendoINQ. You can find that now. The site's going to be up relatively soon. Look for more information there.
And yeah, a lot more tweets will be coming from Nintendo Inquirer, that account, once it launches, once the official site launches.
We're both insanely excited for the launch of that. So
yes, very devoted. So yes, we're thrilled to be able to share this news with you, and we hope you get excited over everything you see once it's up.
So thank you for sitting through 10 entire episodes of the Amiibo Newscast. We're going to be back next week with more content, hopefully a lot more information about Nintendo Inquirer. Stay tuned. It's going to be a blast. Have a good night or a good morning, depending on when you're watching this, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.